freaking Archangel Uriel. You see what I'm saying? I feel that. That's my emotion. So, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody in this realm of reality tell me different, because they're not receiving any light from where I'm receiving light from to tell me otherwise. You see what I'm saying? And based upon the information that I'm able to express to y'all when it gets filtered through my sun sign, you're able to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And it could be up for debate or whatever like that. But if I was just dumb, then that'd be up for debate of what I'm talking about is actually false or not. But I'm not dumb, so we know that's not up to debate what I'm actually talking about. Now, when we talk about when it gets filtered through, when you have a fixed star or anything that's on your sun sign, then your actions, the way you act, how you see yourself and how people see you, maybe from a distant place. You may get a lot of people say, this person ain't from this planet, or how does this person know that, or whatever like that. You absolutely right. The information that they're receiving isn't from, not from this planet, not from the solar system a lot of times. You see what I'm saying? And how you know people are part of the norm is people who are followers, people who just go with the crowd, people who don't know how to have conviction, people who just know how to go with the flow and don't know how to go against the tides in the right manner, in the right way. These are people who may just be receiving lights and information that's very close and within the solar system. So their realm of reality is acceptable to the common realm of reality of the groupings of people who may share the same realm of reality, because the stars and the lights and the information that they're receiving is all within the playing field of this realm of reality, within the solar system. And it's always going to be more populated with more beings and souls of that caliber than people. Like, you can't just, it's rare. And when I say rare, it's so many people in the world that it could be a large amount of number when we want to talk about logically numbers and who got fixed stars or not. But from a spiritual, esoteric way of looking at things, it's rare for people to have a fixed star or certain conjunctions or certain astrological angles. Like, certain angles may only last 5 minutes throughout, or 4 minutes throughout the day. So for a person to be born within a certain minute or a certain fraction of 4 or 5 minutes is rare. It might be no babies might have not been born within that 5 minutes of that day. So say Venus traveled through the fixed star Algol in March at 12 o'clock, right? It might, like, Venus may only be on Algol is 25 degrees Taurus. So Algol may only be there for 5 minutes out of that day. So if a person, say if it was there at 12:35 p.m., it might not have been no babies born at 12:35 to 12:40 p.m. that day. So it won't be no algo. See what I'm saying? So you have to understand things of that nature, that how things play out. It's a specific degree. All it has to do is move 2 or 3 degrees away, and it won't even share that energy. And I think I used the wrong planet. I should use a planet like the moon, because it moves a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? Venus, like planets like the sun, it sticks in 1 degree for the whole day. You know what I'm saying? And then like the moon, a switch degrees throughout the day. So because people, like, the emotions and the feelings change throughout the day. So that's this being, emotions and feelings change throughout the day. So whatever, which is mankind, the solar system altogether. So wherever the moon was at when you was actually born is fast, specific. So when you was born, that was a snapshot of the actual, you caught a snapshot of the quick emotion and feeling of this being when it was transitioning and the moon was going through wherever it was going through. So you're actually every day playing out the trait of how this being was emotionally feeling that particular time. You're the snapshot, and you express that snapshot every day because you are a piece of that being when the piece of this moon of the being was in the sign it was in. You see what I'm saying? For an example, if my moon 8 degrees Sagittarius when I was born, then that means that this being, it changed degrees throughout the day. So as this being traveled, it went through many emotions and feelings, aka the moon went through many signs throughout the solar system of this mankind being, right? Now, it's going through many emotions and feelings. That's why, but I'm the snapshot of that particular moment when I was born, that particular emotion and feeling. And I'm expressing that in many different ways every day. But that one singular moment. Get what I'm trying to say? With my emotions and feelings every day when I was born. That goes for your sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, everything. So when it's like time is different to this being that you're in than it is to you. So it's like you're a frozen snapshot. For an example, say like I'm this mankind being that we're in as one, right? And say my emotions and feelings is changing every day. The same way how you see it, the moon change every day, the emotions and feelings, or my actions change every second. The same way every day you see the sun change actions. Time is different. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you was born, that's the actual, say I'm this being, right? And you was born within my third chakra, right? When you was born, how I was acting and how I was feeling, which is my moon, how I was acting, which is my sun, how I was stable and nurtured, which is how my growth, which is my earth, how I was communicating, which is my Mercury, how I was the wisdom and knowledge I had at that time, which is my Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? And all the rest of me. Now, how I was at that moment when you was born within my earth chakra, right? That's who you are now. Now, time is different for me. I'm still traveling. My emotions, my moon is still going through different signs. My actions, which is my sun site, is going through different. Now, I'm still changing. You within me is still playing out in your time, in a lesser density. It's still playing out playing out the actual emotions and feelings and the actions that I had at the moment you was born. So now you're in a lesser time, and just you're playing out to me, which is a snapshot. If I was this being, which is to me is a snapshot, you're playing that out every day in different ways. You see what I'm saying? So that moment you was born within my earth chakra, if the moon was in Sagittarius, then the moon is no longer in Sagittarius. It's going traveling every day. But you're playing out that emotion and feeling of when I was in Sagittarius every day in your life in a lesser time within the third chakra realm. See what I'm saying? So you're keeping me flowing. And I'm speaking it from this mankind being. So you're keeping my solar system flowing. That's me. You're keeping me flowing. Now, when it comes to this is how you receive information, light, everything. So at the same time, oh shit. Well, I gotta wrap this up. Alright, so at the same time, it's like if I'm this being and the things I see is how the things I'm into and how I see things and how I see myself, then that's going to get filtered into you, how you see things and if I'm getting that information from the sun, then your sun sign is how you express that information. You see what I'm saying? So at the same time, it's like you're getting fixed stars as information that you're receiving from. So say I'm this being, right? And say you a being just like me too. You're a solar system just like me too, right? So say now you could just look at this as in human terms. Say you sneeze, and when you sneezed, what came out your mouth kind of came on me, like your wind, your energy, whatever came on me, whatever like that. That's like how information get traveled between different solar systems. That's like when we talking about the fixed star. You're receiving another light from someone else. So say your actions, say you learn from someone else's actions. You learn from someone else's actions. That's basically saying if you was this solar system being, you're learning from another solar system. So if the head of this being, which you are, is the sun, which you enlighten about, your eye, the one eye, which you can see, and you receive information from another being. And if you're a being, which is a solar system, you're receiving another information from another solar system. So as a human, your inner universe, when you learn something from someone else, actions, you're receiving information from someone else. So and break down how you can receive information. You can receive information through their actions, through their communication, through how they feel, through the things that they love and appreciate and value, through their intentions, their motivations, through their practicality. I'm naming the planets here. This is how you receive information. So this is how this being you're in receiving information. So you're a smaller version of it within the chakra. So this is how it appeared to you. You're receiving information from when you receive information, when your planets conjunct fixed stars, you're receiving information from other bodies. Same way if that's the same way how this being you're in is receiving information from other solar systems, other bodies, other celestial bodies. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same way how you receive. The only reason you're able to do this because what you're in, it has a level of existence of doing this. You see what I'm saying? So, that's now the breakdown to simpler terms when we want to talk about angels and angles. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, back to the squares, trines, oppositions, and within you deal with and how you deal with. So, and listen, like I said, this being that you're in, when it's traveling, it's basically the solar system. So since you're a snapshot of how this being was, and you're playing that out every day within your own life, when this being is still traveling, the reason why you oppose it or square it or support it sometimes with your gifts, or or have learning processes from the time, because you're just a snapshot of it traveling. So when this being that you're in is in different moods, you're taking the mood it was in when you was born by you just existing and having to react to the mood it's in now. So this is why when we break down the daily forecast of what's the astrological energies that's going on right now, this is why it applied to you, because it's where the planets is at now. It's aka where the being is at now, and you're a snapshot version of where it was at when you was born. So how you're going to relate to this being you're in now is up to you, how you align your energy. But you're going to square and sextile and trine it. You see what I'm saying? If you understand, like, I don't think I'm explaining it right, because I'll be going off sometimes, but for the most part, your astrological angels and angles, is good to know your signs and each planet in your sign, because each sign is going to represent a planet. Each planet represents beings and energies, and frequencies, and frequencies represent spirits. So it's good to know what kind of spirits you're carrying and what kind of spirits is going to be attacking you. For an example, say your sun sign is Cancer. So you're here to initiate and create new ways of the emotions and the feelings, right? So we know your opposite sign is Capricorn. So we know anytime you have an opposite transit, or you have an opposition in your chart that's dealing with a planet in Capricorn, then we know it's going to challenge your stance. It's going to challenge your actions and how you act on things. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way you acting may not be the way that the being that you're in is acting at the time. So the more and more you express your snapshot version of the action of when this being was in that action, the more and more you express that in your lesser time, the more and more you're going to receive opposing energies, because the sun of this being that you're in, which is the solar system, the sun may be in Capricorn at the time. So if your sun in Cancer, at that time, the energies that this being wants you to do may be Capricorn-like. And the more and more you exert the Cancer-like traits, you may receive oppositions from all energies, because this being is trying to get you. So it wants you to use your Cancer traits in order to apply it to the Capricorn energy of what this being is expressing at the moment, which is the solar system. So, I know it's going to get a lot of people that try to throw this off and try to misconflate what I'm saying, just because I'm conflating the solar system with it being a being. But that's another video I could break down that sound even more coherent. But for the most part, my soul group get what I'm trying to say, and we up and out this motherfucker. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air.